library. And I gave the book to Susan, and Susan immediately said in her formal voice to go to the reference desk with Gabrielle. I didn't know Gabrielle all that much, but I was interested in that she had been harassed. And I did ask her, Gabrielle, were you harassed? And she said, yes, and I'll tell you what happened to me because you two are very young and you could get the same thing. This, let's say, older man came well-dressed and I helped him. He needed experience and really was such a normal-looking middle-aged patron who came frequently to the library. I know that he had a lot of money, always gave it to the library, and I helped him even more. But one day he invited me to go to a gala with him in a limo, and I said no. He didn't accept that answer going further, offering me to take me on a cruise. The first time she brought up the questions of this problem about this patron, a smiling Susan answered she wouldn't have any problem confronting this patron. And the second time, unsmiling, Susan brusquely told her she'd have to handle this on her own, and Gabrielle told her mother, and she, with Mary, went to, yes, alert Taylor, and then she went to report this to the police. And so I was very ready to meet any harasser also. But the only harasser came from this young teenager who evidently wanted to take me out. All right, when I got home that evening, I didn't say anything to Chris, but I did have a good email from my brother in Kabul, and my parents were very happy. They were always calling me on my cell phone too, and Mama and Daddy, they call too often. I get annoyed at times because they treat me like a child. And then feeling alone, I called Chris again to come up to New Pastures, and he said he just couldn't because he was so busy with Carnevale. And I did ask him if I was busy with a project too, French and Indian War. Oh, that happened in 1812. No, Chris. That was when the British attacked Washington. He knew nothing about the French and Indian War. Maybe I'm crazy. I thought after we had said our I love you, to get involved with a horrible war instead of a happy carnivale, to get involved with a magnificent Victorian mansion and a young man in a painted painting. Sweet William, for it was him I saw as I fell asleep. Then the next day, well, it was really day 3, I met Sinclair, Mary Sin. He came to the library dressed in a blue uniform of the Union Army. I don't know, but maybe he had gone to Pea Ridge again. Mary and I had been in the library, yes, and that's when Sinclair came, and Mary introduced me. Here's my Sinclair, Camilla. And he said, Sin, please. Not Sin, Sinclair. All right? I don't want, not enough. Okay, this is what he said. Sinclair, he quickly corrected, giving me a good smile. He had a good face, too, broad, tan skin, and not at all wrinkled. And he was so pleased to meet me that Mary likes me so very much. He had a fainting hurt. She doesn't me. I do so. She put an arm around him. Not enough to marry, so you'll have to introduce me by my legal name. I don't want to become a widow. You're always going off to war, putting yourself in harm. I always come back. And so he left with a good smile for both of us. And now, late in the evening, at my one room with a kitchen, and my two cats who greet me with loving meows, and of course my mother on the telephone. She's a foreign language teacher who couldn't get her daughter to speak a buonissimo Italiano. Just couldn't take it. Loves Keats and English poetry too much. All right, he can't come up, Chris from Brooklyn. Too busy getting the restaurant ready for a carnivale. The next day, I meet Flower Fiore.